It is Friday, July 31st, 2026. This is another edition of Baseball Today presented to you by T-Mobile. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I'm Chris Rose, producer Dan along for the ride as well. Where are you today, sir?
I am in the beautiful city of Seattle, Washington right now. It's gorgeous out here. The weather's perfect. This is like the time to be in Seattle.
Yeah. Will you make sure you go to get some fish while you're in town? Do you have time to get a good meal or no?
I had a great meal last night with a bunch of my Twins teammates. Not my teammates, but you know what I'm talking about.
Who'd you have? Do tell.
I went with Ryan Jeffers. I went with Joe Ryan. And I went with Bailey Ober.
Whoa!
Nice enough to bring me along, the old dog along.
Well, first of all, Ober increases the average height of that table significantly.
They're all huge, Chris. I feel like it's tough for me, dude. I get around these guys. These guys are huge.
All three have been mentioned in trade talk, but I don't think they're going anywhere. In fact, we'll be talking about your little Twins coming up in just a bit. But let's start with the Cincinnati Reds. They are trying to stick around like heck in the NL wildcard chase. It has been a bumpy ride for them throughout the year. Well, they did get a dub against the Pirates.
Chopper, De La Cruz home. Lead to first, Reds win. Low legs it out. De La Cruz darts to the plate, and the Reds take down the Pirates 3-2.
One of my favorite guys in baseball, Nathaniel Lowe, legging it out. Beating out what could have been a double play ball, but no. So now Cincinnati 5.5 out in the wild card chase. But did you see the reports popping around baseball yesterday? Mark Feinstein on MLB.com, Buster Olney on ESPN, Ken Rosenthal, part of The Athletic, all saying that it's a coin flip that Hunter Green could get traded. Didn't somebody on this show earlier this week mention that?
Yes, it was me. What do you want me to say? It was me.
So I didn't know if at the time you were just kind of throwing that out. It was something fun, just something that popped in your brain. They're saying it's 50-50. Which side of the 50 coin are you landing on?
So I think the reasoning, I'll go a little bit higher. So I'll take what side that he does get traded. I'll take that side. I just think that, you look at these teams, and I think Seattle's another version of this where like your strength is in the starting pitching depth. And they have a bunch of controllable starting pitching. And Hunter Green's part of that equation. I mean, it's 2 more years after this at a reasonable price, and then an option year as well, a team option year as well. So, I think that, their problem has been offense and getting consistent offense. So, at a time where, you can strike while the iron's hot, I think that Hunter Green I think he's an option to get traded. I think he could bring back a pretty penny right now. His salary is set in stone, which teams really, really like. And he could fetch, like I said, a few good, either already established major league hitters or, some prospects that are on the precipice of the big leagues. I think that he has that kind of trade value because of the guy that he's shown to be when he's healthy and because the dollar amount is locked in. So I like it for them. You could also go the other way, though, Chris. Like the payroll for the Cincinnati Reds is so low that you'd almost say like, well, why don't you just keep him and like add around him? Like try to get to that first CBT threshold, and you could do that via free agency. I don't think they do that. I think Reds fans know like, hey, that's probably not going to happen. So one way to, start to surround Ellie and Sal Stewart with some more offense is to trade from the position where you have a surplus, and that for them is that starting pitching. So yeah, I'll lean on yes, just because I think it's going to be a seller's market, and he'd demand a lot.
I've been on this train for a long time. In the offseason, remember, we did a few shows where we said, hey, give us a hypothetical trade. And I had him being shipped to Baltimore. Now, this was very early in free agency. And I think I had Jordan Westberg as the centerpiece heading back from Baltimore to Cincinnati. I've been a big believer in this. I think, and I have not been told by anybody in the Reds organization, I just have a feeling that they're sick of having their ace not be available. And I know there's been some freak stuff, and I get that. So I'm not blaming Hunter Green. And he is very financially reasonable when he is right and at the top of his game. In fact, there are a few better pitching contracts than his when he is great. But you just heard that phrase, when he is great and available is what I should have added. I don't know, man. I don't know if you can build a pitching staff around him. So I would rather see him go somewhere, not be the top guy, but deliver top guy performance. I think it could be outstanding for whatever team trades for him and for the Reds, who, as you mentioned, in a seller's market, could get an enormous haul. He has pitched no more than 151 innings in any single season. Only one time has he ever topped 25 starts, and that was 26. It wasn't like he pitched 31 times. It was 26. He's just not available enough for me if I'm Cincinnati, and I'm spinning my wheels right now, and I can't get out of neutral with this team.
I get that. But then you could take his years 24 and 25, combine them. He's got a 2.76 over 258 innings. He has ace caliber stuff. Anytime he goes out there, like you're on lookout. He's got that type of ability. This year has been a mixed bag since he's been coming off the IL. He's had a couple of good starts, a couple of bad starts. I have him as at worst, Chris, like a high end 3, more like definitely a 2 with flashes of an ace. Like, you just don't find these guys available at that price point, dude. So they can cash in this chip relatively easily, bring back a bunch of stuff, and I think both sides will be happy.
I don't even know how I would describe Hunter Green's career to now. If you were giving him a report card, it would be incomplete, right?
I don't know. I mean, he put together a 6-WAR season in 24 and a 4.2 last year. So, like, he's doing pretty well.
But how many starts did he make between those 2 years?
He has made 26 and 24 and 19 last year. So it's not like he hasn't been available at all. I mean,
no, but 45 starts, when you're talking about the guys who are the guys, giving you 58 to 62.
But he's also making, again, like the dollar amount reflects that, I think. It's not supposed to, but it does.
Yeah, but
$15 million next year, 16 the year after that, and then the options for 21. So that's a fifth starter money.
So wait a second. Are you telling me that the Cincinnati Reds based his extension on availability?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying they base his extension on the fact that he's going to be hurt. I'm just saying that, like, the dollars that you're paying, like, even if you're not getting the innings, it still makes it valuable.
So where could he go? You had the Dodgers as a possibility, and we know that the Scooble news has been hot and heavy with them the last 24, 48 hours in particular. I think Atlanta would make a lot of sense there because I think that they could give them a nice return. In the American League, I mean, does a place like Tampa truly make sense?
It makes a ton of sense, yes.
I think so.
Fiscally conservative down there, I'll put it that way. So, like, that's a nice piece to have for them. Philly makes sense. I think he look great in a Phillies uniform. I think that's, like, kind of the energy that he needs, what they have going on right now. So
yeah, I just don't know if Philly has what Cincinnati would want in return. I don't know. Let us know where this whole thing sits. If you're a Reds fan, would you be okay? Look, it would not be an easy trade for the Reds to make. It's one of those where you would have many sleepless nights for the foreseeable future, for years and years even possibly, because that guy's got a ton of talent. And if he can stay on the field and make 30 starts, you're talking about a guy who can compete for the Cy Young. That's just being honest.
Yeah, but you got a guy that just positioned himself to be your ace in Chase Burns. So, like, you have a guy coming up doing that. You still have Andrew Abbott. He's not a free agent until 2030. So you have those two guys to anchor. Then you have Rhett Lauder, Lodolo kind of finding their way, guys coming up. So it is a position of strength for them.
Yes. They also have a lot of question marks after Burns and Abbott, whether it's availability or inconsistency. So it looks great on paper, but there just hasn't been enough. And that's why we're talking about the Reds being where they are right now as possible sellers. So let us know what you think. Let us know what a perfect matchup might be in the comments section as well.
Do you think Ellie has any chance to get traded?
No, Not right
He
now.
turned down the massive extension. So like you're saying, okay, well, he doesn't necessarily want to be here long term.
Right.
He's not a free agent. I forget how little time he spent in the big leagues. In my mind, Ellie's been around for 5 years already, and he just has not. Never mind, wipe that from the discussion.
This is year 3, right?
Yes. I mean, he came up in 2023 and got 98 games. So I believe he's a Super 2 guy.
Yeah, that must be. It must be when you get that much time in a year. I didn't realize it was 98 games. So yeah, that is one of those. If that happens over the next 72 hours, that will stop the sport. That's one of those that will stop the sport. That would be a bigger deal, in my opinion, than Tarek Skubal getting traded. Way bigger.
Please don't trade this guy.
No. I don't think it's happening.
My gosh.
I don't think so. Listen, if you've been a fan of Baseball Today or Dugout Discussions or any show that I've worked on here at this great media company, you know how much I love my dog, Sydney. She's my dog. She's 14 years old. She has been through an awful lot health-wise. We're talking about last year, she had 26 teeth pulled. I didn't even know dogs had 26 teeth. So she looks like she's from Kentucky or something. She's got 6 teeth left. All right. She had major back surgery, just like her daddy, like daughter. That's the way she rolls. And you know what? She is tough as nails. And I wish I had listened to myself, because today's episode is sponsored by the ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program. The ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program offers customizable accident and illness plans that can fit your budget, your lifestyle, and even your pet's particular quirks. Because let's be honest, the vet bills can add up fast. I can attest to that. ASPCA Pet Health Insurance. It's been around for almost 30 years. It's covered over 1 million pets. And when it's time to submit a claim, it's really easy. Just use the app and receive the reimbursement for eligible vet bills directly into your bank account, so you can get back to focusing on what really matters. Your pet, your pooch, your kitty, whatever furry friend you've got living in your abode. I don't care. Just love them with all of your heart. And to explore coverage, visit aspcapetinsurance.com/today. That is aspcapetinsurance.com/today. Again, aspcapetinsurance.com/today. This is a paid advertisement. Insurance is underwritten by either Independence American Insurance Company or United States Fire Insurance Company and produced by PTZ Insurance Agency Limited. The ASPCA is not an insurer and is not engaged in the business of insurance. I love talking about my doggy, man. How's your dog? Good?
She's great. She is great. I thought she's a swimmer. She just goes in the pool every single day now. Just loves it.
Sydney walks around the pool, smells around the pool, has never been in the pool. Never.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that my dog loves the pool, because wet dogs stink.
They stink, and also on really hot days, it's not great for them, I thought I heard. But I could be wrong there, because it mats down their fur. I know. It doesn't seem like it's right. I don't know.
Well, somebody bring her inside. We don't just leave her out there.
Well, I know you don't. Hey, could you imagine your dog doing the backstroke? All right, anyway, let's move on. Fun series on the South Side, a 4-gamer. The Yankees took the first 2, and then the Southsiders walked off, literally, the last 2.
3-0 to Peters. And he misses. Ball 4. The White Sox will walk it off with a walk.
Look, I mean, we got to score a freaking point. The story is not, the pitchers again did their job.
You say you can't count on guys coming through here for help, but do you think that you guys need a bat?
I don't know, Randy. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to play the speculative game every single day now. What's going to happen Monday will happen or not happen. We have to score better. We have to do a better job offensively, period, and not looking over our shoulders for anyone. We have to find a way.
Do you think Boone was being performative or pissed?
No, I think I think all that you hear around Yankee land is, we don't have our guys. We don't have our guys. We don't have our guys. When they get back. And it's like, you can't play that way. Yeah, sure. We understand Aaron Judge is out. Giancarlo Stanton's out. Now Bellinger's out. Like, that is, it's
a lot.
basically your whole offense, but you can't be in the big leagues thinking like, well, we stink and we need our guys back. Like Boone's trying to fire the guys that are in the lineup up. Like, hey, you take care of business. Next man up mentality. You're a big leaguer. Start freaking acting like it. That's what he's trying to do. And I don't mind it one bit. I mean, I don't like when guys are like, you have to have like supreme confidence. You almost have to want stuff like this to happen if you're in the big leagues and you're a fringe guy. Like you don't hope for injuries, but man, when one comes along and you get more extended playing time, like that's kind of like what you hope for, any opportunity, and you need to take advantage of it. And I think that's what he's saying right now is that you're getting more run than you probably should. Go take advantage of it. Don't wait for these guys to be back. Because guess what? A lot of these guys that are on the team right now, when all those guys are healthy, you're not going to be on the team. So take advantage when you have the opportunity. I think he's just trying to fire his own guys up.
Yeah, it felt a little forced, I think.
Well, I mean, they could have swept that series, Chris.
Yeah, they could have. They could have. Back-to-back extra inning losses, I believe. Not great. So let's give some credit to Chicago, if you don't mind, who still leads the American League Central. How wide is the gap between these two teams? New York is only 3.5 up on the White Sox.
I mean, you're talking present day?
Mm-hmm.
Present day, it's not very big at all. And I've challenged many people to do this over the last week. Who's the best team in the AL right now? I don't know. You can't really name a definitive best team. You want to say the Rays? Go ahead. I just think that there's not a lot separating any of these teams, if we're being honest. I mean, there's some teams that are out of it. The Angels are not in this discussion, okay? The A's are probably not in this discussion. But the rest of the teams that are all fighting for these spots, all these playoff spots, they're all right around the same. Everyone has their injuries. Everyone has their faults and their advantages and disadvantages. I don't think there's a big gap, especially right now, between the White Sox and the Yankees. I am a White Sox believer. I think that when their top of the lineup is performing, they got a bunch of guys kind of like put together good at bats on the bottom. They have the penchant for the big hit. They've walked off a bunch of times this season, so like they don't lay down. I think I'd put them almost even right now. If we're talking right now, Yankees and the White Sox, I don't think there's much separating them whatsoever.
You think they're even right now?
Right now, yeah, I do.
Don't you think the Yankees' rotation blows the White Sox out of the water?
I think the White Sox offense is better than the Yankees.
Well, okay, but hold on. I'm trying to do an exercise here. Don't you think the rotation is better, the Yankees?
I think there are times. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Don't you think the bullpen is significantly better?
I wouldn't say significantly better. I'd say they're better.
Okay, and then I agree with you. I think the White Sox lineup is way better than the Yankees right now. Way better.
Yeah.
I think the White Sox are a fun lineup. I know they're home run heavy, but I dig them. I mean, I'm in. They're fun. I mean, for God's sake, Sam Peters was doing backflips and catching banana balls over his head not all that long ago, and we just saw him in Philly for the All-Star game. And what is going on there? It's great stuff. I do want to give a shout-out to yesterday's starter for the White Sox, Sean Burke, who has been their guy. I mean, I know we talked a lot about Davis Martin, whether or not he should have made the All-Star team. This kid, Sean Burke, has been fantastic. I think he's a former third-round pick. In his last 8 starts, he's given up more. He hasn't given up more than 2 runs. He's given up 2 runs twice. He's given up 1 run or 0 runs 6 times, I believe. Really great stuff. And kept him in the game yesterday to the point where Chicago eventually came back and won this thing in extras. So that part's good. I would say overall the Yankees, like if I were to rank the American League hierarchy right now, I would say Tampa's here. The Yankees are just slightly below that. I would put the Red Sox even with the Yankees. Then I would put the White Sox, but I think that they're down a few rungs. And that's where I would put teams right now. I think Texas is okay. I would put them.
I mean, it's interesting because, go back, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, you wouldn't be speaking about Boston that way.
No.
So, I mean, I really don't think there's a lot separating any of these teams. It's like who's playing their best ball at any given moment. If the playoffs started right now, I don't think we would have a favorite. Like, there just isn't.
Do you think that the American League playoffs will be fun or shitty because of this?
Oh, fun.
Okay.
Fun.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too, because I
think there's a lot of teams that are on even par. I'd go more than what you did. I don't think there's a lot separating any of these teams.
You think they're closer than what I said?
I do.
All right. Let us know what the why don't you give us your top 5 there in the comments section, American League right now, power rankings, as the teams are presently constructed. So you can't take Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and Cody Bellinger into account for the Yankees. Don't say, well, when they're healthy. Well, we don't know what's going to happen. We do not know. So we can only deal with the here and now right now. Got it? Now, of course, this could all change after Monday and the trade deadline, which we cannot wait for. That's going to be fun. This episode of Baseball Today is sponsored by Samuel Adams. Did you notice a few weeks ago America turned 250? Of course. Hope you didn't sleep through it. It was a blast. Well, nobody was more ready to raise a glass than the beer named after a founding father himself, Samuel Adams. From the man who helped spark a revolution to the brand that's been brewing independence since 1984, Sam Adams leading the celebration all summer long. All you have to do is crack open a summer ale. That crisp, citrusy wheat ale with a bright lemon finish that tastes like the 4th of July in a glass. Or grab the limited edition Star Spangled Variety Pack. It's loaded with summer ale, porch rocker, American Light, and a fan favorite blueberry lager. Look for their retro-inspired packaging at a store near you, because this isn't just another summer. It's America's 250th we just celebrated. Join the rally. Raise a Sam. For the founders, for the flavor, for 250 years of independence, damn it. Cheers to 250, America. This Sam's for you. Samuel Adams, Boston Beer Company, Boston, Massachusetts. SamuelAdams.com. Savor the flavor responsibly. All right. Give me a smile, big fella. Give me a smile, big fella. You know why? Yeah, we're about to talk about the TWINS.
The 0-2 from Straub. Clemens in the air to right center field and deep. Back it goes. Deep it goes. And Cody Clemens wins it. And the Twins walk off the Royals once again at Target Field. Can you believe it? 4-3 the final. Down to their final strike. Twins win. Twins win. The Twins win it.
Hell yes with that call. I don't know what was better, the Clemens swing or Corey's call.
Corey's great. I think he's got the room right next to me right now. He's probably hearing this whole thing. He's probably in the gym. That's what Corey does. Crazy, Chris. Crazy. The whole series, by the way. Royce Lewis with a walk-off triple down 2-1 in game 1. And then they get shoved by Randy Dobnak game 2, and it's looking like we're about to go 2 games under 500. All this talk about being buyers is like, oh, are we really? It's like these games right now, I know it shouldn't be this way, but it really does feel like for the Twins that we're just like every game we're living and dying by it. It's crazy. But yeah, a great comeback. It was 3-0, 2 outs, nobody on. Jeffers gets hit by a pitch. Royce Lewis gets down to 2 strikes. I believe he was down to 0-2. Works in the bat, base up the middle. Josh Bell gets down to 2 strikes. Ends up drawing the walk. Cody Clemens takes first pitch fastball. Fouls the second one off. He's down 0-2. They bring in Matt Strahm to face him, lefty. Hangs the slider. Ball game. Crazy stuff.
It's the ultimate grand slam. It's where you're down 3 and then you hit a walk-off grand slam. Of the 17 walk-off grand slams, down 3 runs since pitch counts were first tracked in 1988. Cody Clemens is the first to come on an 0-2 pitch. That was from the legendary Sarah Langs. And for the 4th time this year, the Royals lost a game in which they were down to their final strike. We're confident. Their 9th inning ERA is like a 1.5 worse than the next most disastrous team. Something like that. It has been brutal for Kansas City. Brutal. But let's talk about your Twins quickly here, if you don't mind. You are currently, let me see here, 3 back in the
1 game
7th,
out.
1 out of the wild card. What, in your opinion, has made this team stick around? Because at the beginning of the year, I looked at it, and particularly when Pablo Lopez went down, I said, y'all are going to be selling.
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit of everything. Hitting with runners in scoring position has been their biggest thing all year long. They lead baseball by a sizable margin in average and OPS in that regard. Runners in scoring position, 2 outs, they also lead. So it's been timely hitting for them, and I do think that they've taken a very scrappy type of approach in those situations. Like, they've been trying not to strike out. There's a couple guys that take 2-strike swings, and that you don't really see that around the league a ton right now, but they're scrappy. And they've had a ton of kind of like late inning comebacks where the game seems like they were out of reach and they've come back and done it. Cody Clemens has been a big part of it. So a little bit of kind of everything, but I would say the main theme of the season has been hitting with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, because I look at your rotation and 40% of it ain't great. Matthews and Prelip, not a fan of. We know
Prelip can have some really good starts.
I know.
Can have some really good starts, and then Joe, he's Joe Ryan, and then Taj Bradley's actually been fantastic.
He's been great. He's been a wonderful pickup. There's no, I have no problem with the Griffin Jacks trade at all, right? Because you gave up something good to get something good. But when 40% of your rotation, you're kind of crossing your fingers, and I don't care that those guys have made some starts. You know that. I mean, let's call it what it is. And then you and I have talked a lot, probably even more off air than on air, about the bullpen struggles. That's going to happen when you get rid of the number of quality relievers you did this time a year ago. So, I mean, we've heard from their hierarchy that they plan on being buyers. You're going to find out much more being around the team this weekend. But how shocked would you be if they did make a decent size move with the kind of payroll restrictions they've got these days?
I think they're going to, and I don't think there really is payroll restrictions right now. They've come out and said as much. Tom Pollad's in the media has said, like, I'm willing to open it up, not a ton, but enough where they can go and improve this team. So I would be shocked if they didn't make another move. AJ Minter comes over. I called that. A lot of people are saying it was insider trading right there, but I promise everyone, I haven't talked about AJ Minter anywhere. I just said, hey, we need a lefty. He's a guy that's coming off a team that's going to be selling. I like the fact that he has a track record in the playoffs. He fit the team. We ended up getting him last night. I was at the dinner with all the guys when we got the news.
So how's that go down? Are guys like fired up? Are they?
Oh yeah,
like,
of course.
Okay, that's a good move. Or are they really excited?
Jeffers had the alert on his phone first. He goes, "Oh, we just got Minter," and it's fun to hear them kind of like talk through it. And I mean, yeah, a couple guys at that table, are still wondering like what's going to happen. I do think that I'm still iffy on Ryan Jeffers to see like if that's going to go down or not. But
so how's his mood right now?
I asked him straight up, like, what are you feeling? He goes, I just want it to be over with.
Yeah, I think that it's
just want to get past Monday. That's it. Yeah. He's kind of, it's a weird headspace to have to be in where like, you love your team, you want to play for him. He's in a very precarious situation because obviously all over the trade rumor stuff. And so I think in his mind, he goes, okay, if someone's trading for me, like they're in a really good position to win.
Right.
And so he like understands how that would be an impact his life. He also wants to win here. And then we're in a position right now where we're dang close. And then he has the other thing of, hey, 2 more months, I'm a free agent and my life could change forever. So he's trying, I think, mostly just to finish the year strong, for being honest.
Interesting. That's really interesting. I'm happy that you shared that stuff. That's cool. Look, I think that you called them scrappy. At the beginning of the year, I would have removed the S because I just thought there was no way that this team was going to be any good. And look at two of the biggest surprises in the entire sport, I think, reside in the American League Central. Obviously, we've talked a ton about the White Sox, and I think what the Twins have done should be applauded as well. And it's going to be a 3-team race in that division down to the final 9 weeks or whatever we got.
How about some of these signings we've made over the last couple of years? Really under the radar free agent signings. We bring Ty France and he wins the freaking Gold Glove. We bring Josh Bell and he's been fantastic. Cody Clemens we get. I mean, like there's been some really good moves by this Twins front office. I don't think they get a ton of credit for. Mostly just like the Red Wedding last year, which is tough, but we'll see. Hopefully Minter's good, and I do believe we're going to get somebody else too.
You'll be all over the team. You're going to be You're going to be right there with the Twins. I can't wait to
yes.
find out how this is going to go. All right, let's head out west. Padres, they swept a quick 2-game set against the Colorado Rockies. That was in San Diego. Giants come in for 4, and San Francisco actually takes care of business in the first of that 4-game set. However, Toddy showed off his platinum.
Guy. There's a fly ball headed out towards deep right field. Fernando back at the wall. He will leap and make the catch.
Okay, it was still a sac fly on the play, so Devers got something out of it. First of all, I never really think about that extremely short wall in right center at Petco until we get plays like that. Do you like the wall?
It's an interesting outfield situation there because the wall in right field is big and it's got all these kind of cutouts, and then you got that small wall there. It's very interesting.
But if you hit the rewind machine to a year ago, same hitter, same right fielder, same pitcher in JP Sears, just a different part of right field, that's a legit, like, bring it back over a decent-sized wall. That one, in my opinion, was a significantly better catch, right?
I mean, they're both great. I think we don't give these outfielders enough credit of learning how to focus on the wall while still focusing on the ball in the air. It's very much a skill to know your surroundings without being able to look and just have that feel of, hey, I'm on the warning track. I got a step and a half. It's all those are so impressive.
How pissed would you be if you're Devers? I mean, same pitcher, same ballpark, same right fielder. You'd be like, okay, now what's going on here?
I'd be like, you know what? I think I just made $2 million over the last 2 weeks. I'll be okay.
You're right. So let's talk about the Padres. Buy, sell, or stand pat by Monday.
I think they're one of those teams that can do both. If you have an area of surplus, that's what you can do. I think they should trade Adrian Morejon and try to bring in some sort of starter, some sort of guy that can at least eat some innings for them to keep that bullpen fresh. They've been talking about going more towards a full 13-man pitching staff, and we're just going to roll it out there and just find ways to cover innings. I think that sounds better than it sounds better than it's actually going to work out. So I do think you need someone that can eat some of those innings. And I think Morejon, expiring contract, I think a lot of teams would find him very appetizing in their bullpen with the track record that he has. And I think he probably could get you someone that could give those innings. So I think that's what I would do if I was them, because they do need help in the starting pitching department.
So when we did the draft trade show, which I think was on Saturday, July 11th, at the time they were 4.5 out of the wild card chase. And with the first pick, somebody said Mason Miller was going to hit the road. And then later on in the draft, I said Ty France was going to hit the road too. I'm not so sure either of those will take place. And I think they're going to hold. They're going to be like the dealer on 17. I think they have to stick on this one. In part,
nothing.
I think so, because I think
do you know who runs their team?
I know, but Dennis Lin, who I think is one of the best baseball beat writers out of any sort of publication. He covers the Padres for The Athletic. He said that the team brass met. And remember, we don't have the new ownership quite in control yet, okay? And it sounds like Preller's not going to have the go-ahead to add a lot of payroll, if any at all. So I think he might see something minimal, but not huge. I think the point is going to be, we re-up Machado for $300 million. Tatis $340. Bogarts $280, whatever. Cronenworth, he's got his. Pivetta and Musgrove are starting to work their way back. If we're going to go, we're going to figure it out with the high-priced guys that we've got, including a bunch of them with 9-figure contracts. So, here, boys, we trusted you. Go get them.
All right.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I think
there's just too much wheeling and dealing from AJ Preller that they stand pat. That's just not his MO.
Yes. Now, he is what makes it really fun. I don't know how fun it is. Padres fans, you can tell us whether or not it's fun to have him as your GM. It's fun for us as, people that cover the sport and are fans of the sport to watch him wheel and deal and do his thing. And that's the gut reaction. But I think just trying to connect some dots here, it's possible now. We did get late notice, actually, right before we did the show on Friday morning, that the Tigers have scratched Casey Mize from his start tonight out in Sacramento against the Athletics. In fact, they are going to hold him all the way till Tuesday against Seattle. Obviously, we know why. Do you think that he's a goner, and do you think this move indicates anything as far as Skubal?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do. I think this indicates that they are going to sell. I mean, they just didn't get the job done, Chris. What are they sitting 7 games under 500 right now? Like Scott Harris, they gave him a chance to keep Skubal, a chance for all these guys to run it back one more time out there in this Skubal era, and they didn't get the job done. I know they've been playing better as of late, but I think this is we're gonna Mize expiring contract gone, Skubal expiring contract gone, and then we'll see what else they drum up. But I do think this signals. I mean, especially with the Mize situation, I think that's a telltale sign.
Yeah. I think we have seen guys pulled and, held off because of trade talk, and then eventually they don't go anywhere.
Yeah, they can't figure it out. Clay Holmes to the Padres?
What's that?
Clay Holmes to the Padres?
Did you wait, that didn't just happen. You're throwing it
out.
No.
I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know.
Yeah, I told you. I don't think the payroll thing, I don't think AJ Preller has carte blanche here. That's what I think. Okay. We haven't talked much about Casey Mize, but he's a guy who was an all-star a year ago, a former number 1 overall pick. Let us know where you think he might fit. I mean, it's the usual suspects, feels like just about everywhere. He's not Skubal. He's not close to Skubal, but he's pretty good, and he's been pretty good at times. So leave us in the comments where you think he might fit best. And Detroit fans, where's your mentality these days? We got one more thing still to go that had us scratching our heads. We'll get to that, but first this.
This episode is brought to you by Fanatics Markets, where fans trade on sports. It's simple. You just pick a game and choose an outcome like which team will win, which player will hit a home run, and more. It's time to get involved in the action. Then buy contracts based on what you think will happen. Yes, if you think it will. No, if you don't. You can buy as many as you want, sell if the price moves in your favor, or let them settle when the event ends. And Fanatics Markets just got even more rewarding with Fan Cash. Now you can earn up to 10% Fan Cash on your trades, win or lose. You can use it across the Fanatics ecosystem for things like trade credit, the authentic apparel, collectibles, tickets, and more. Fan Cash is Fanatics' currency of sport, connecting trading, merchandise, collectibles, and experiences all in one place. Trade, earn Fan Cash, and unlock more with Fanatics Markets. Event contracts carry a risk of total loss and changing prices. Not good for all investors. Not available in all states. Must be 21 or older. See important disclosures in Fanatics Markets app. Customers are introduced to Crypto.com by Paragon Global Markets, LLC, DBA Fanatics Markets, IB, an introducing broker registered with the CFTC and a member of the NFA.
Thank you, Trevor. Before we get out of here, boy, Boston Red Sox, they've been rolling the last month. They're also 11-3 since the All-Star break. A come-from-behind win last night in Sacramento. They got a fun weekend series in L.A. against the Dodgers. In fact, I'll be out at Dodger Stadium talking to Peyton Tolley for the next episode of Dugout Discussions, which I'm looking forward to. I probably won't bring up what happened last night with Wilson Contreras on third and Jarren Duran at the dish.
0-1. Duran to shallow left. Soderstrom coming on and not deep enough.
It was a great throw in, and Jarren Duran, you could hear him very frustrated.
Jarren kind of motioning back toward third there. Wanted him to tag and go.
Can't score on that. It's too shallow.
You're a struggling hitter. You're frustrated. It's been a long year. Team game. You cannot do that.
That's nothing. It's something that within the team that we have that we work on, and it's nothing. Like, you guys don't need to know. Nobody needs to know. That's something between us and the team that we know it's about. So that doesn't really matter.
Were you frustrated with yourself?
Yeah, I suck. Of course I'm pissed at myself. I can't even do a job for this team.
I heard you laughing midway through his interview. What were you laughing at?
Well, I mean, he just said a bunch of words right there that meant nothing. I mean, clearly he's mad at himself. Like, if you've ever been in that situation and you're struggling as a hitter and you hit a fly ball and you're like, okay, at least I did a job and I'm going to get this guy in from third. But then you realize it's probably not deep enough. And then you see the fake at third. You get frustrated as a hitter. It just is what it is. Usually, I told Jake this, usually you just bury it and you go yell in the dugout or in the tunnel, and get out your frustrations. And it is, you're mad. He's mad at himself right there. He's not mad at Wilson Contreras. He understands that he's not going to be running right there. Like, think about who the runner is at third base. So that's all him. He just let it get the best of him. And showing up Contreras like that is wild, Chris. It's wild, dude. I guarantee they had a talk afterwards. I'm sure Duran went and apologized to him because that doesn't fly, man, at all.
You don't think he was mad at the interim third base coach, Chad Efferson? Okay.
No.
But what was he trying to explain? Why didn't he just come out and say, hey, guys, look, I lost my cool. Yes, I have sucked. I have a sub 600 OPS. That is embarrassing. I didn't do a good enough job. Instead, he explained, well, that's something we work on. And what the hell? What do you mean work on it? Are they running new plays that I'm not privy to? It made no sense.
That's why I was laughing.
What?
He's just still frustrated with himself, and
so
he's
just
like,
come out and say it. Just don't try and say, well, it's something you guys don't need to. I'm sorry. That one is bullshit right there. And I would say that to him. All you have to do is say, I screwed up. And everybody would be like, yeah, it happens. Like, you're not having the year you want. You didn't do your job. It's okay to be mad and to have that sort of reaction. Just say, hey, Wilson, my bad. Chad, that's my bad. And people move on. And we wouldn't talk about it today.
Yeah, he just feels ultra vulnerable right now. So he doesn't want to admit any more mistakes than he's already making on the field. So he's trying to project this confidence on everybody when we know it's not there. You can see right through it. Like, you're frustrated, bro. Just say it. It's, again, outside looking in, it's easier said than done. I've been in those positions, and it's just like, you are super frustrated. Would I ever do that to a teammate? No, I wouldn't. But those are the emotions that you run through in a season, man. They truly are. So,
but can he come up with something better than that's a play we work on?
Yeah, I have no idea what he was talking about right there. I'm sure afterwards he's like, what did I just say?
I can't wait till the Patriots went up. I imagine that the Patriots are going to run that play too. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be great. Can't wait till the Patriots have a runner on third, less than 2 outs. They try and run that play.
When you hit a fly ball like that, like, you're doing the calculations in your head as the ball is in the air. Like, okay, how far did I hit that? Who's running at third base? What kind of outfield arm is that? What's the game situation? Are we going to take a chance? And you're just like, please, 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 go, 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 go. Because there are times, where guys take the extra base when, like, they probably shouldn't. And, these outfield arms aren't great right now in the big leagues for the most part. So sometimes you do get lucky. And when someone scores for you on a shit sack fly, it's the opposite reaction, Chris. You just want to go up there and just give him the biggest hug possible.
By the way, to his credit, Wilson Contreras was asked about it after the game. He said, listen, I love Jarren Duran. I love the intensity he brings. He's one of my favorite. He's like one of my guys. We need his edge. That was an A+ for a guy who's obviously had a little bit of this throughout his career and this year as well. But I thought it was wonderfully handled by him. Yeah, that's a good teammate right there. Really good. All right. I'm excited to hear you call games this weekend, my friend.
It's going to be a big one. Big series.
Yeah. What time? Obviously, tonight's a late start time. What about Saturday and Sunday? What do we got?
2 night games and then the day game.
Okay. Then you're off to Minnesota.
I am.
And then we got trade deadline special with talking baseball. We'll be dipping in and out. Who knows? You might be in an inner tube on a lake for that show.
It's going to be interesting because, that's the day when most of the trades do go down. And I do want to spend some time with my family. And we are running the episode at a certain time. We're going to go like an hour before the deadline happens and kind of stay afterwards as well. But if we're kind of on call though, Chris. If something major goes down, we got to hop on the sticks. I mean, you better find a replacement. If I'm in the booth, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I have to go
Dalton
to the
Feely on standby.
No, I think it'd be great to have you with your headset on, doing it.
Oh,
on
just
the
call
phone.
in.
Bring your computer with you. Have it available. Let's go. Is it just you, or is like Glenn Perkins in the booth, or Morneau?
No, just me and Corey. Oh,
so we don't have a backup there, huh?
No.
You know what?
I mean, something's gonna go down over these next couple of days. 100%.
Shelty's a good talker. We could just throw a headset on him, and he and Corey could take you through an inning or two while you and I do a special Baseball Today breaking news edition.
Yeah, he's great.
Something to think about. All right. Look forward to your call. It's always great doing this. Everybody, happy, healthy trade deadline weekend. Make your boldest prediction somewhere in the comments section. I want to hear it. Let's go for it. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe, I am Chris Rose. We will see you Monday on Baseball Today, presented to you by T-Mobile.